Hi all, welcome back to ReactJs tutorial. So this is the third episode. Now in third episode we are going to see what is event, how do you write the events, click event, change event, mouse related event, what is data binding. If you have some data stored in some variable, how do you bind it into the HTML template? So that we are going to see. Again, before moving ahead, if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe. In video description you will be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that to connect with me. Now let's begin. So this is the same project what we are following. Now what I will do for every topic what we are going to see, we will create a new component so that if you want to revisit the code, if you want to find some code for a particular topic, so you can just check that particular component. So data or yeah, data binding, data event binding dot tsx. Fine. Let's create function. Let's export it. So we have some extension also. You can install some extension also that helps you to do this. So you don't have to create it manually. But again, it's just a normal function, so you can create it. Default data binding. Now, some of you should have a question like React.js is with JavaScript also and with TypeScript also. So do we need to learn with JavaScript separately? No. Concept stays as it is. Okay. Concepts are not changing. It's just like we are writing the code with JavaScript and here we are writing the code with TypeScript. That's it. Concept is not different. Now here return, let's create a div. Right. Now inside this div, what we will first we will complete data binding, then I will explain event binding. Before doing that, first render this component. So in our app.ts, let me remove everything. Now we will just keep rendering one component at a time. Till that time, we are not seeing the routing. Okay, so data binding. So if you check over here, yeah, nothing is there, so it will come. Now, so what do you mean by data binding? So whenever you create some variable, you store some data, and how do you render that or how do you display that data into the template? So how do you create the variable first of all? So since we are already in function, so again we cannot create another function or something. So here only we have to create a function. Sorry, data binding. Okay. So we are in a function. So if you want to store a data inside a function, you create a local variable. So let's create a local variable constant. Let's say course name equal to something name react.js. So I have created a variable. Inside that variable, I have stored some data. Now let's say whatever the value you have in this variable, you want to display. So I will create a p tag. Now single curly braces, single curly braces. Here inside the single curly braces, you want to directly access the variable like this. Now if I save and the variable name also I'm printing over here like this, single this, single brackets we cannot use. Let's see. So see, whatever the value you have in that variable that is getting printed. Understood? So you create a variable and that variable, how do you access? So like this. So we have displayed it. Let's try a span tag. Here also you can do the same thing. Let's try putting this over here. See, got it? So this is how you display. You have a variable and that value you need to display somewhere. So this is how you do it. Then let's say you have a text box. Now inside text box, you want to render the value, whatever the course name variable has, that value you need to render into the text box. So you have a value attribute, right? Property we have value equal to again curly braces over here, and you can pass the variable over here. Let's save. So you can see the text box rendered with the value what that variable has. Let's create another variable, constant state name equal to I'm storing over here mh. Now let's create a drop down. Select, inside that we will have option. Let's say Goa. Here I will say Goa. Let me add one or two option. Punjab, and here it will be PUN. Here it will be Maharashtra. So here value will be MH, and one more Madhya Pradesh, and here we will have MP. So we have a drop down and we have a variable where we have state name. Now this value, whatever the value, why it is giving error over here? What did we miss? Cannot find option. Did you mean option? Small case only, no? Not sure. Fine. So this variable we will bind it over here on the value. So when the drop down render, this Maharashtra should get selected by default because that is the value we have in our variable. See, Maharashtra came selected by default. Understood? So this is how you bind the value, whatever you have it. Again, in last episode, we have completed how do you add a class and how do you add a CSS. So let's say you have a class name. So in our index.css, we have created two classes, primary and the secondary. Now here div1 class name. And here I'm storing the class name, what I have created over here. So this class name, I'm storing it into my variable. So I have created a variable, but inside that variable, what we did, we stored a class name. Now let's say this class name, I want to add it to another div. So what you do, div class name sorry, equal to, here you can provide the curly braces and you can provide the variable value, div1 class name, not sure, let's see. So here it will be, let's say div111. Every time I get confused. No, it's not adding. Let's try directly providing the value. Okay, so that double quote didn't need it because we have to provide the variable value, right? But binding we are doing. So class name is equal to directly the value whatever you want to pass. This div is getting added, that class, whatever the CSS you have it in that class, that is getting added. See, class name. So this class name is coming from your variable. Got it? Just like that style. Let's say you have a variable and inside that you have stored a style. So let's say my CSS equal to curly bracket. We have background hyphen color value, let's say green, width 200 pixel, height 200 pixel, sorry, inside the single quote. Now I have a variable where I have a object, but you know that in that object what you have stored kind of a CSS data. Now after this, let's add a br tag. To this div, you need to add the CSS, but that CSS is coming from your variable, dynamic CSS, right? Kind of. So this you can pass it over here. So style equal to curly bracket. That's it. Because inside style, again, you need to create an object. Instead of writing that object over here, that object is coming from your variable now. Let's save it. See? But why it is, something is wrong with our CSS. Okay, width, spelling mistake is there. Let's save it. Now you get a proper square box. Understood? So this is data binding. You have data into your variable and how do you bind that data? How do you display it? How do you bind it to the property? Clear? Now event binding. But for event binding, how do you create functions? Now as we are already in the function, so you cannot create again function. Means normal, you can create, but we don't again go and create a normal function. So we create arrow functions. So here constant. Let's say we want a button and on the button click, we want to display some error, display some message. So show welcome text is equal to your arrow function. And here we will simply have alert box. Let's say welcome to react.js. So we have a function Whenever we invoke that function, it is going to show the alert box. Now this function I need to call on a button click. So what you do, let me start writing at the top. So here we will have a button. Now on click of this button, I need to call this function. So there are multiple ways how you call the event. So on click, and directly you can call a function like this. You don't have to invoke it over here. This is one way of writing event. You have created a function. This is how you call it. Let's save it and check it. So, oh, sorry, button text we had show welcome, save. So now if I click on the button, that function get called. And in function, we have an alert box. So that alert box got executed. Understood? Let's try another function. We have a drop down. So let's call change event on state change. Fine. So here we will have, yeah, alert only on state changes. Okay. Now this function I need to call on the drop down change. So here on change will be there and your function. Let's save and check. So if I change the drop down, see, I got the alert means my function got executed. So from the JavaScript or to whatever you know, that same concept is over here. Just the way of writing is something different. Clear? Let's say we have this div. On this div, if user enters a mouse, you need to write some code, right? So let's create that mouse related event also we will show on mouse enter console.log mouse entered into div. Just like that, one more function I'm creating for the mouse left on mouse left from div. So we have created two different functions, mouse enter and mouse left. Now this respective function we have to call on this div, on the respective event on mouse enter, and you will call on mouse, what is the function name? On mouse enter function, you will call it over here. So our event name and the function name is exactly same on mouse leave mouse left. This function you will call it over here. So on the same element, you have two functions now. Let's see. So console. Now if I hover, if your mouse goes into this div, see console printed means your function got executed. I'm moving it. Once I move out from this div, second function got triggered. See console got printed. Enter, leave. Mouse related event. Just like that, scroll, double click, text box event, blur, focus in all the event, whatever you know from very plain JavaScript, all works the same. Okay. So this is event binding. And this is the data binding. So you create a variable and you bind it. Normally we don't create variable like this. We create a state by using use state hook. So that we are going to see in upcoming sessions. But you got the idea key, even though if data doesn't matter from where data is coming, is it from a normal variable or from the state, but this is only you bind it. So this is the data binding what you have. And this is how you bind the events. Click event, change event, mouse related event, all the events will happen like this only. Okay. That's it with the third episode. Again, in the next episode, we will start exploring hooks now. So in React.js, hooks are very important. So first, like use state hook, we will see what is effect we will see. I will try to combine one or two topics in a single video because use state and effect, again, those are related. So I should have to explain it in a single episode, right? So if you're new, please do like and subscribe. In video description, you will be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that also. Thank you. Thanks for watching.